Here are 3 hiking horror stories for you. Our first story is The Disappearing Trail. A couple decided to hike an old trail rumored to be haunted. They packed their gear and set off early in the morning, excited for a day of adventure. As they hiked, they noticed that the trail markers became increasingly faded and sparse. After a few hours, they realized they were completely alone, the sound of the forest swallowing their voices. As the sun began to set, they tried to turn back, but the trail seemed to twist and change, leading them deeper into the woods. They heard whispers that sounded like their names being called. Confused and frightened, they pressed on, but the whispers grew louder, more insistent. Eventually, they stumbled upon an old campsite with abandoned gear and a rotting tent. In the dirt, they found a message scratched into the ground. "Turn back before it's too late." Panic set in and they decided to flee, but the trail was gone. Instead, they found themselves in a clearing where the sky darkened unnaturally. Suddenly, the couple heard laughter, a chilling, echoing sound. Shadows danced around them, and they realized they were no longer alone. The forest closed in, and they were pulled into darkness, never to be seen again. Our second story is The Haunting Reflection. A solo hiker named Mark was drawn to a pristine lake deep in the mountains, known for its stunning reflections. After a long day of trekking, he arrived just before sunset, eager to capture the moment on camera. As he snapped photos, he noticed something odd in the reflection of the water, a figure standing behind him. He turned, but there was no one there. Shaking it off as a trick of the light, he took more pictures. Each time, the figure appeared, clearer and more defined. It was a woman, her expression twisted in anguish. Mark felt a chill run down his spine but continued to take pictures. As night fell, the air grew heavy. He decided to set up camp by the lake, but sleep eluded him. He kept hearing soft sobs echoing through the night. Driven by a mix of fear and curiosity, he approached the water, only to see the woman's reflection again, this time standing right next to him. Terrified, Mark stumbled back, and the figure slowly rose from the water, dripping with darkness. He turned to run, but the forest had changed. Paths twisted and turned, leading him back to the lake. The last thing he saw was her outstretched hand before the world went dark. Our third story is The Abandoned Cabin. A group of friends set out for a weekend camping trip, excited to explore a lesser-known trail. As they hiked, they stumbled upon an abandoned cabin hidden among the trees. Curiosity got the better of them, and they decided to check it out. Inside, they found dusty furniture, old newspapers, and a strange journal filled with frantic writing. It detailed the owner's descent into madness, filled with ramblings about voices in the woods and shadowy figures. The friends laughed it off as a prank but couldn't shake a feeling of unease. That night, they heard strange noises outside their tents. Scratches, whispers, and the sound of footsteps. One by one, they ventured out to investigate, but only a few returned. The rest seemed to vanish into the night, as if swallowed by the darkness. As dawn broke, the remaining friends packed up in a hurry, desperate to leave. Just before they reached the trailhead, they found their missing friends' belongings scattered on the ground, a chilling reminder of what happened. They fled, but even after returning home, the whispers followed them, a constant reminder that some